Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm audhd and today I'm going to be looking at some autism memes just to try and mix it up a little bit. I'm going to be putting these in some playlists as well if you want to check them out. Recently I did some ADHD ones, maybe I might mix it up with something else as well along the way that's relatable, but without further ado, let's look at some of these great memes that are on Reddit right now. To be honest, most quiet people are actually very talkative people who learn the hard way that it's not safe to be everybody's friend. I agree with this. I am quite a chatterbox, and on the flip side, I have a lot of kind of anxiety issues and things like that, so it's kind of finding those people to be able to be one-to-one with who can have that time. And also you have to spend a lot of time getting to know that person before you actually move forward and start kind of divulging a little bit more, shall we say. That's how I feel about that anyway. If you feel different about that, then let me know in the comments section about it as well. As someone, I want to get to know you. Me, all right, pick a category. Childhood trauma, substance abuse. Yeah, this can go on for quite a long list, to be quite honest, although all these choices are very good ones. It goes into the co-morbidities and the trauma side of things, and trauma can lead to abuse can lead to mental health issues can lead to then substance abuse. It's all kind of a spiraling effect, so it all makes sense, all of this, and I've kind of experienced a couple of these myself, admittedly. So yeah, none of us are perfect. This is what mental health and neurodivergence sometimes brings, but yeah, it's very true, very relatable. Avoids eye contact with you with my autistic eyes. This is quite a classic symptom of autism for some people. I've been doing this for years without acknowledging that I've actually been doing it. As I've said in my previous video, I was diagnosed late with autism and ADHD, but I find eye contact very intimidating, very personal, and unless I really know that person, know that I'm safe with this person, I find eye contact very difficult. Or it goes the other way, and I try to make eye contact that much, but then I'm struggling to listen to what they're saying. It's kind of a two-way function. I can't do both at once. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's part of the neurodivergence, but I get this. Me being autistic and having no aesthetic of autistic people who make their special interests into their aesthetic. Admittedly, I try and find a balance between this. I've been collecting for quite a few years now. Again, didn't realise it was another trait of it before I came knowing more about neurodivergence, especially the autistic side. This is what it's based about. But my collections have been kind of manga figure collecting. I've collected plush. Admittedly, I've gone through this cycle 2 or 3 times now where I get rid of them, start collecting them again. I don't realise how many I've got until the point then where I have to start kind of decluttering. So yeah, I get this. If I had a room to dedicate to this stuff, I'll admittedly say I probably would. Unfortunately, I don't, so it's kind of become scattered around the house. ADHD versus autism, the whole tortoise versus a hare race kind of situation. And I get this a lot. That's what I always call the push-pull in ADHD and autism. The ADHD wants to try and do a lot too much. The autism can't keep up. And sometimes it's the spontaneousness that you want, or spontaneity, mixed in with the structure and routine and knowing what's going to happen. They play havoc with each other all the frigging time. This is a prime example of it. I love this meme. It's great. Ironically, following on the back of this, this is the next one I've seen. Needs spontaneity. My ADHD needs to plan everything. ADHD brain battle. That is precisely the exact same thing that I've been going through for absolute years. I don't think I noticed it as much when I was younger, just because I kind of had both. I think when you become an adult, you're the one that's having to then need all that structuring, but you're the one that's needing to plan it all. When somebody else is kind of doing it, it takes that stress a little bit away from you. Adult life makes it a lot harder, in my opinion. So yeah, I get this, and unfortunately, just like these slides, they're going to end up colliding. When you lose interest in a hyperfixation after it became your personality for months. Maybe not for months for me, I'll admit. Sometimes it can be, but it's usually in the research. I spend so much more time on the dopamine kick and the motivation of chasing it than when I've actually got everything of it. Yeah, it's usually kind of I'll pick it up and then never do. I've done this with numerous things. I'm guessing somewhere down the line that other people with autism have. Obviously, that's why this is a meme right now, but it's kind of hard to try and get people to understand that when you're around people who don't have that kind of mindset. So again, if you suffer with this, please let me know, because it's something that I don't seem to see many other people around me that do, but I've seen it many a times, wasted so much money, so much time on it, and eventually I sometimes do come back round to it, but not always. And yeah, it has to be just a project that I have to kind of abandon, unfortunately. And the last one for me to finish on is hey, I'm sorry I stopped in the middle of that sentence. My brain decided to flush its cache and it totally forgot what this conversation was. I mean, were conversations going in the room room. You know, admittedly, I've literally just been in the shop today. I went into the shop with my wife, walked in and went upstairs and said to myself, I even said to my wife, what are we even here for? There's so many times where my brain just shuts down for no reason, especially in the middle of conversations, you know. It's even making these YouTube videos. There's many times that I have to stop and start these videos purely because I forget what I'm saying. Sometimes I try and have a script. With these kind of videos, you can't really have a script about it because they're just random. But on the flip side, that makes it a little bit more easier to be a bit more spontaneous because you don't know what's coming up and to say. So yeah, I'm rambling, but I get this. So it's just part of how your brain functions. And again, I think it can get worse as you get older. I know people say that it's the whole autism and ADHD doesn't get worse, but I think it can get worse just purely based on the responsibility and the amount of energy that you've got in life sometimes as well. And I think that depletes very quickly, a lot quicker when you're younger as well. So that's where I'm going to leave this, guys. If you enjoyed this kind of format, I'm going to be doing more of these around ADHD and autism. Maybe I'm going to try to do some mental health memes, depending if there's many around of that. I think it's one of those situations, if you can either laugh or you cry about it. I'm trying to make these videos to help make people laugh about it, because unfortunately a lot of these things aren't going away for many people. So if you like this, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Please subscribe for more content. Check out the playlist. They will be filling up for more content like this, as well as other content around ADHD and autism. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.